Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn while loop. In the previous sessions we had already done the while loop, and today we are going to consider the typical situations of while loop. Okay, so we had seen in our previous slides, also in your previous slides, wherein I had given in the previous video, in fact, wherein we considered the same example. Over here I have taken the same example and I'm going to explain it again to you. Now let's consider a situation where you reach late for a football practice and your coach gives you a punishment. Now there are two situations, children, over here. Either the coach says to take fixed number of rounds of the ground, okay, or he asks you to keep taking rounds until you are breathless. So when I say until you are breathless, means I am not sure how many rounds you will take. Maybe you are breathless in one round, maybe you are breathless in 2 rounds, 5 rounds, or maybe you are breathless in the beginning only and you don't take any rounds. Okay, so if you are breathless in the beginning, maybe you are not well that day, so then in that case you will not take any round. So in that case the condition is not fixed. We are not known about how many times the round has to be taken. So in such cases we use the while loop. Now let's look into a program and understand it more better. Now over here I'm saying write a program to input few numbers and print how many numbers have the user entered. The loop should stop if the user enters a 0. So children, over here the first condition is input a few numbers. When I say input a few numbers, it means that the while loop has to be used, because when I say input a few numbers, I am not knowing how many numbers I have to enter. Maybe I have to enter 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers, or 100 numbers. So that is not fixed. So few numbers means while loop has to be used. Then I say print how many numbers have the user entered. So the moment I input a number, I increment a counter. So I say 3 is a number, I increment 1 by 1. Then I say 4, then I make it as 2. Then I say 5, then I make it as 3. And so in that case, the moment a number is entered, I have to increment a counter and I have to keep counting. Okay, I have entered 1 number, then now I have entered 2 number, now I have entered 3 number, and so on. So in the end I have to print the total number of numbers entered by the user. So here children, I have entered a number and I am writing down now while n is not equal to 0. Why n is not equal to 0? Because I am saying the loop should stop if the user enters a 0. So over here this condition can be compared to the same condition which I said when you are feeling breathless. So you should keep taking rounds until you are breathless. So until the user enters a 0, you will keep inputting the number. Okay, so in the same way, like until you are breathless, you will keep taking the rounds. Okay, so here I have said while n is not equal to 0, I am saying n is the number, I am printing it and I am incrementing the counter by 1. Now I am saying enter a number other than 0 to continue. I again enter a number. Again it checks for the condition. If it is true, then it will come inside. If it is false, it will come out. So again I enter the number, again it increments, again continues the same way. This message is a user friendly message. You can give any other message over here. For example, I can also give a message as enter a number, enter a 0 to stop the loop. Okay, so this is another message which you can give over here. So it depends from person to person what message you want to give. Now let's see this with the help of output over here. Here I have taken enter a number. I have entered a number as 6. Now I have this is condition is true because 6 is not equal to 0. Again it will enter the number. Again I enter 3. 3 is not equal to 0. 2 is not equal to 0. Now I enter 0. Now when I enter the 0, the loop stops. When the loop stops, so how many numbers I have input? 1, 2, 3. So it will display the number of numbers entered are 3. Why? Because this counter is being added every time. Now let's see it with the second output. Here I have taken number 7, so counter is 1. Now number is 3, counter is 2. Number is 2, counter is 3. Number is 1, counter is 4. Number is 3, counter is 5. Number is 4, counter is 6. Now enter 0, because 0 is the condition to stop the loop will end. So here the number of numbers entered are 6, because how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 numbers have been entered. Okay, let's see another example. Over here it says write a program to input a few numbers. Now see children, over here also I have to input a few numbers. Few numbers means while loop, and print the sum of even numbers. Now here, after I had input a number, I have to check whether the number is even. If it is even, I have to add it, and in the end I have to print the sum. And when the loop should stop, the loop should stop if the user has entered a 99. So here I have entered while n is not equal to 99, and I am saying if n percentage 2 equal to 0. So if n percentage 2 is equal to 0, this will add it to the sum, and if it is not equal to 0 even, then it is not doing anything. So if it is an odd number, I am not doing anything. It will not, this program will not do anything if it is an odd number. Let's see with the example. I enter a number 9. This condition is true. If this condition is true, it will come to this condition. This is true? No, this is not true. So nothing will happen. Now I enter number again. I enter a number other than 99 to continue. I enter 3. Again this condition is true, this condition is false. So again it will not do anything. Now enter the number as 2. This condition is true, this condition is also true. So S was what? 0. 0 plus 2 is what? 2. So S will have what? 2 over here. Now enter a number again. So I enter 1. This condition is true, this condition is false. So S will remain what? 2. Now enter 99. Now with 99 the loop will end. And what is the last value of S storing? So it is having what? 2. So it will print the sum of even numbers is 2. Right? So let's see another example. Enter a number 7. Nothing will happen because it is an odd number. With 6, it will add S to 6. So S will become 6. S is what? 6. 6 plus 0. 0 plus 6 is what? 6. So 6 is the last value of S. Now when I enter 4, S will become what? 10. Then S will become what? 12. And now S will remain 12 in this case. 12 plus 0 is what? Again 12. This will not be true because this condition will become false. Then I enter 2. 12 plus 2 is what? 14. When I say 14, S will have the last value as 14. Okay, so when I enter again, it asks me to enter a number other than 99 to continue, but I don't want to continue, so I entered a 99 and the loop stops. When the loop stops, the last value S is storing is what? 14. So if I say the sum of even numbers is what? The last value of S. So last value of S was 14. Now let's consider another program and see how it works more efficiently. Write a program to input a few numbers and print the average of all numbers. Now when I am talking about average, children, I need two things. One is the count of numbers and other is the sum of the numbers. So which numbers do I need the average of? Average of all numbers that are divisible by 5. So this is a condition which has to be checked. If it is true, then I have to count the numbers also, the numbers which are divisible by 5, and I have to add the numbers also which are divisible by 5. So two things extra we need over here. So and the loop should stop when the user enters a minus 99. So this part is very much clear to us because it is few numbers you have to input while loop. And why we are always inputting a number, because if we fix n is equal to some number, let's say 77, so then in that case this condition will always become true. Like in that, when I told you in the beginning, when we considered maybe you are not able to take the round for the first time only, so in that case this condition in the same way will not be true, will always be true. So we can't, we'll always enter the loop, and that condition of not executing it for the first time will be not checked in that case. So if I, let's say, enter a 77, 77 will always be not equal to minus 99. So it will input always, it will get inside the loop. Maybe the user enters minus 99 in the first go only, so in that case the loop will not run at all. Okay, Now when I enter a number, it checks whether it is divisible by 5. If it is divisible by 5, I've counted the number of numbers also, and I'm adding them also, and I'm printing over here count as C, and I'm printing over here also count as C, because I am just printing it to check whether the program is running efficiently, whether everything is okay. Otherwise, if you do not write down this count C and this sum and count, then also the program will run, and it will give you the correct result. Okay, in order to explain it to you, I have written how to check in case you feel that the average is not coming correct. Then you can print the values and check whether the values are getting printed correctly or not. So over here I've taken example as 5. When 5 is a number, this condition is true, this condition is true, count is 1. I enter 0, this condition is true, this condition is true, count becomes what? 2. I enter a number as 10, this becomes this true, this is also true, so count is 3. When I enter 7, this is true but this is not true, so nothing will happen, so count is 3 in this case. I again enter 10, so this is true, count becomes 4. So when a count becomes 4, I enter a minus 99. In that case, the loop is going to stop, because this condition will become false then. When it becomes false, it is adding them also. When it is adding up, let's see, 5 plus 10 is what? 15. 15 plus 0 is what? 15, and 10 is what? 25. So sum is what? 25, and count is what? 4. So 4, and the average of numbers divisible by 5 is 25 divided by 4, it will be 6.0. It will be actually 6 point something else, but since I have taken a float over here, I have not taken a double, so it is giving me 6.0. So in this case also, let's see this example. I have taken 5. Now count is 1. When I am taking 0, count is 2. When I am taking 4, count is still 2. When I am taking 10, count is 3. When I am taking 5, count is 4. When I am taking 20, count is 5. Now it asked me to enter a number other than minus 99 to continue, so I enter a minus 99. In that case, sum is 40 and count is 5. How sum is 40? Let's see. 5 plus 0, 5 plus 10, 15 plus 5, 20. 20 plus 20 is what? 40. So count is what? 5, as we have entered and counted. And the average of numbers divisible by 5 is 40 divided by 5, that is 8.0. So this is how the program runs. Now let's see another example. Over here, what I have taken, write a program to input a few numbers and print the table of all numbers, all odd numbers of size 5. The loop should stop if the user enters a number divisible by 5. Now children, over here this question is slightly different from other questions. How I am saying input a few numbers. Input a few numbers clearly says that this is a while loop. Print the table of all numbers of, so if I forget about input a few numbers and everything, if I say print the table of all numbers, odd numbers of size 5, so in that case I know how to print the table using a for loop. This is the code for printing a table. Excuse me. Okay, now over here this is the code for printing the table. Now x is equal to 1, x is less than equal to 5. This is how we print the table. Now when I say the loop should stop if the user enters a number divisible by 5. Now this is a condition which has to be checked in the while loop. So I am saying while n percentage 5 is not equal to 0, here in the condition I am giving this condition, the loop should stop if the user enters a number divisible by 5. When I check this condition, it has to again check if the number percentage 2 is not equal to 0. That means if it is an odd number. So if it is an odd number, what I have to do, I have to actually print the table of size 5. So here in this question is a combination of for, if and while. So these combinations are also possible. That is why I have given you this question to make have a better understanding. For x is equal to 1, you know how to print the table, and x is less than equal to 5. Why less than 5? Because it says odd numbers of size 5. So when I say size 5, I have to go from 1 till 5. So in this case, what the question is going to do, I'll enter a number. If the number is divisible by 5, then it will stop the loop. If it is not divisible by 5, it will continue. it will continue, get inside, it will check. If the number is even, then it will not do anything. If the number is odd, it will print the table of that odd number till 5. That is, if it is 3, 3 into 1, 3 into 2 till 3 into 5. It is 13, 13 into 1, 13 into 2 till 13 into 5. If it is 7, 7 into 1, 7 into 2, 7. If it is 5, it will stop. If it is 2, it will not do anything. It will go inside, but it will not do anything. Let's see it, and in the end it will print program over. Let's see it with the output. Now here I have taken enter a number 6. Now number is what? 6. And I say enter a number not divisible by 5 to continue. Why it will ask for another number? Why it will not do anything? Because this number, this condition becomes true, but this condition becomes false, and we have not given anything to cater for the even number, so nothing will happen. When I say enter a number not divisible by 5 to continue, then what will I entered a number as 7. Now this condition is true, this condition is true, it will print from 1 till 5. 5 into 7 is 35. Now it will ask me to enter a number again, I enter 9. Again I print. It asks me to enter a number, I enter 2. 2, this condition becomes true, this condition becomes false, so nothing will happen. Now I enter 3, again it will print. Now it asks me to enter a number, I enter 5. When I enter 5, this condition becomes false and program over is being written. Now in the next output, I enter a number, I enter the number as 4, nothing will happen. When I enter the number as 3, it will print from 3 till 5 into 3, and then it asks me to enter a number again. I enter the number as 11. When I enter the number as 11, it asks me it prints till 5 into 11, and it asks me for the number to be entered again. Now I enter the number as 0. Now 0% 5 is equal to 0, so the condition becomes false, so that is why program is over. Okay, so this is how we do such type of questions, and these are the typical cases of while loop, and especially this question is a combination of all the loops, while, if, for. We can even have a switch in this case. How we can have a switch? I say if case is 1, then you have to do this. So in that case we will have a switch also. If case is 1, then you will do this entire program in case 1. Okay, so this is how we can incorporate a switch also. Now these are few questions based on lecture 16, that is this lecture. So I want you to do all these questions, and if you face any problem or any doubt you have, you can write to me in the comment section. And if you like my video, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. And again I'm telling you, if you have any kind of problems, you can write to me in the comment section and I'll definitely reply to it. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.